Just this week, their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, began a whistle-stop tour of the United Kingdom. Their mission was really quite simple: to thank people for their resilience during the pandemic. I suppose that when the various medical professionals, school children and others were made aware of their impending arrival, they knew it was coming. Here were two people, members of the royal family, who will one day occupy the two highest ceremonial positions in our country, that of King and Queen. Moments before the arrival of the Royal Highnesses, preparations would be finalised and a warm welcome arranged. The interesting thing, though, is this: that although important individuals, once the Duke and Duchess leave and the excitement levels reduce and the cameras have stopped flashing, everything will go back to normal. Apart from having left a thank you and some fond memories, their visit will likely have no long-lasting effect. In the Bible, God spends over 2,000 years preparing us for the arrival of someone special. Not a duke or a duchess, not a prince or a princess, but a king. In the Old Testament of the Bible, over 500 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, a prophet called Zechariah makes a prediction. "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass." That's in Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 9. Although the event that he is referring to would eventually take place on what we now call Palm Sunday, the message that he brings is really the message of Christmas. Your king is coming. You see, that is the central message of what we call the Christmas story. Trees, which this year have already been up for what seems like months, are really quite unimportant. Huge Christmas dinners, presents, Santa Claus for the children, and reindeer don't enrich our Christmas experience. They actually detract from it. None of these things tell us what we really must understand. Not now that our King is coming, but that our King has come. He has already arrived. God prepared the Jewish people to whom the Lord Jesus came for over 2,000 years for the arrival of Jesus Christ. A reader of the Old Testament would have known the place of his birth, the tribe into which he would be born, some details about his mother, the place to which he would flee as a refugee, the way in which he would die, and the fact that after he had died and been buried, he would be raised again from the dead. These are only some of the predictions, of which there are over 300, about the one whom we now know to be the Lord Jesus Christ. The reason why we're so equipped about the Lord Jesus is that he's a person about whom we must learn. We can come face to face with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge or any other important person and be relatively ignorant about them, but not so with the Lord Jesus. Zechariah is really clear. Behold, pay attention to this one. The Bible is so full of these predictions and so focused on the Lord Jesus because his mission was not to thank humanity, but to save them. Humanity had found itself in a situation where it was far from God. The God of heaven had been silent for over 400 years before the Lord Jesus came, and humanity was broken and lost. If I'm looking at humanity, I might consider it beyond repair. But God looks at it and he says, "Behold your king. He's coming and he's bringing salvation." Christmas is not primarily about family or turkey, presents or tinsel. It's all about Christ. If I'm looking to find what Christmas is all about, I'm not going to find it on a Netflix Christmas movie or on the inside of a greeting card, but in the Bible. In Romans chapter 5 and verse 8, the Apostle Paul says, "But God commendeth," God demonstrates his love towards us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Commonly, when reading a greeting card, it might be adorned with the words of the angels that night in Bethlehem, who speak of peace on earth and goodwill to men. The reality is that if I want to have peace with God, if I want to be sure of a home in heaven, then I must, like those to whom Zechariah is speaking, behold our King.